Hello viewers, welcome to our taxation class. Today's topic is windfall tax in India on oil companies. You all know that during July 2022, several taxes have come. Windfall tax is one of them. But before going to the topics, I would like to give my very brief introduction. My name is Untitled Chapter. I am the mentor and senior partner of PCN Global and Economic Advisory Services LLP. Friends, today's subject is windfall tax in India on oil companies. You all know this new taxation has been imposed on certain specified oil companies in India on their windfall income. Now, we'd like to explain you what is windfall income. Windfall income is an income which is accrued to the organizations, but not because of any technological advancement or any managerial advancement or any new product innovations, nothing. It has just come because of a situation, and company reap the benefits. Like windfall income, there could be windfall loss also, but I will handle this matter separately. So, what is windfall income in India today and applicable to the oil companies? As you know, because of Russia-Ukraine war, a very peculiar situation has come or being faced by the world. There is a demand-supply mismatch. Demand-supply mismatch is there in every area, not only on oil, on food products too. You all know that the whole world is facing the inflation. India's inflation is around 7.1%. USA inflation crossed 8%. And by and large, all countries are facing inflations. This inflation is not because of any supply constraint or demand hike. It is only because of logistical issues, because of which supply is not coming to the consuming countries. In case of oil, what we find that Russia is one of the largest oil producer countries in the world. Their petroleum oil comes to the whole world and particularly in the Europe. Because of this Ukraine-Russia war, supply is not coming seamlessly to the market. And as a result, there is a hike of price. Now, because of the sanctions imposed on Russia, many countries are unable to source their petroleum products from Russia. As a result, only few countries are left to supply the world demand. And as a result, and I would say it is a created problem, because of that, there is a supply-demand mismatch and there is a increase in oil price. Now your question could be, fine, oil price has increased, but how it is related to the windfall income and windfall tax? Please link it. Now, before going to that, I would like to tell you what was the oil price and what is the oil price today. I'll let you know. The oil price in November 21 was 81.05 USD per barrel. In the month of December 21, it was 74.17. January 22, it was 86.51. Now, February, you know, the war started. It went up to 97.13. March, 117.25. April, 104.38. May, 125.83. June, 122.71. During COVID period, the oil price was hovering between 20 to 40. Even after COVID period, it was in the range of 60 to 65. But today's price, that means the day of my deliberations, is around $105 per barrel, which was supposed to be 60 to 65 as per our budget for 22-23. In our 22-23 budget, the cost estimate per barrel is around $65 to $70 per barrel. Now the question comes, how there is a windfall income? Now in our country, there are two types of companies in the oil sector. One, there are companies who are producing oil. That means they are in the exploration. Which are those companies? There are only three companies who are exploring petroleum oil in India. One, ONGC. Two, Oil India Limited, Assam. And three, Kane, which is under Vedant Group in Rajasthan. These are the three companies. They are producing oil. They are not processing oil. They are producing oil and they are selling that crude oil to the processors and coming to the processors separately. These three companies, they sell their product at the market price. That means if the oil price is 105 today, they will sell at 105 to the Indian domestic refiners. They will not sell at a concessional price. They will only sell at the prevalent market price of the product in the international market. So if the international market is 125, they will sell at 125. There is no concession because of selling to the domestic processors. So if the price is high, ONGC, Kane and Oil India, they make hefty profit, and they have made a huge profit because they are selling at the international price. Their prices have not gone up. So their prices are same, their cost is same. So these oil producing companies, they are making a windfall income. Because of what? Not because of their technological excellence, not because of their administrative excellence, not because of their super managing the affairs. It is only because of a situation arising out of Ukraine and Russia war. So this is a windfall income for them. Now let us come to the other part of the oil producing companies. They are not oil producing, they are oil processing. These oil processors can be divided into two groups. One, those who are processing oil only for export. They are buying the raw crude from India. They are also buying raw crude from outside India. They are processing, but they are exporting directly. They do not sell much to the domestic part because domestic price is, to a great extent, it is an administered price, controlled price. Which are those companies? There are two companies. One, Reliance Industries Limited, and two, Nayar. That means the old Essar oil which has been purchased by Russian company called Rosneft. How they are benefited? They are buying mostly the Russian oil at a discounted price. Therefore, if the market price is $110 or $105 per barrel, they are getting 25 to 30% discount. Say at a price of 70 or 75. But selling, they are exporting, and they are exporting at the market price based on today's crude price. If the crude price is 105 today, they will sell the refined material based on the crude price of 110, 105. If it increases 125, they will also base their price based on 125. So you understand, they are gaining from two sides. One, they are buying the Russian oil at a discounted price. They are 20-30% discount they are enjoying, which they are not passing on because they are exporting. And at the same time, they are selling at the market price, prevalent in the market. So there is a windfall income. So windfall income is there in two sectors. One, oil producing companies, and another is oil processing company. There are three more companies who are in the oil processing line, or you can say oil refining process. They are three PSUs: BPCL, HPCL and RL. These three companies, they sell their processed petroleum product to the domestic market, which is almost administered price. That means price is not market oriented. So as a result, they don't have any advantage of buying crude at a 25-30% discount, because they mostly, to the best of our knowledge, they don't buy Russian oil, and they are also selling the product in the domestic front, which is by and large administered. So as a result, we have three sets of oil companies. One, oil producing companies. Three, Vedant, ONGC and Oil India. Second phase, those who are processing in India but mostly for exports. Reliance Industries and Nayar, which was previously Essar Oil. And third set of companies, 3 PSUs, and other companies are also there, MRPL, etc. They are basically processing and selling to the domestic market. Now, we find that there is a windfall income in 2 segments, oil producing and oil processing and exporting. Mostly, you can say 5 companies are involved. And they are making, even today, huge amount of windfall income arising out of a situation because of Russia-Ukraine war. Now, government cannot sit idle because government has a huge fiscal deficit because of supporting needy people by giving free rations. Even today, the petroleum prices are subsidized. The government had to reduce excise duty on petroleum products. That is why we are able to get price fixed for the last 1 or 2 months. So therefore, government thought that it is the right time to charge certain additional tax to these 5 companies. And that is called windfall tax on windfall income. This tax has been imposed by the government of India. It is a central taxes from 1st July 2022. What was the rate of tax? There are 2 types of taxes. What are those taxes? The tax while exporting the goods from our country to the foreign country by Reliance or by Nair. The tax was 13 rupees per litre for diesel on exports and 5 rupees per litre on export of petrol and ATA, aviation turbine fuel. That means initially this was an additional tax on export. The government has the right to tax custom duty not only on imports but also on exports. We normally feel custom duty means duty on imports, but there are cases where there is a export tax. So from 1st July, the rate of tax on petrol and ATA was 6 rupees per litre and 13 rupees per litre on diesel. Because that time, that is 1st July 2022, the price was hovering around 120, 125, 130. So the gap was very high. But you know the price has come down little bit. It is now hovering in the areas of 104 to 105 and 6. Now government has said there is no export tax on petrol, but the export tax on diesel has been reduced by rupees 2. So diesel will now attract rupees 11 per liter as export tax. This is about the oil processing company who are exporting. Now, what about the oil producing companies? Oil producing companies were to pay a hefty sum of rupees 23,250 per ton when 1st July 22. As I have already explained, the price of crude has reduced from 125 level to 104 and 105. So government has decided, no, now my windfall tax should also be reduced from 20,250 per ton to 17,000 per ton. And this tax will continue, and according to my feeling that it will continue at least up to $75. That means unless and until the price comes down below 70, 75, government will continue to have this particular tax, which is called windfall tax on oil companies. Now, if I summarize the whole thing, windfall tax definition is tax or income which has accrued to any individual or any company or any person, not because of his technical expertise, technological improvement, administrative improvement, it is only because of the situation. 2. The government, in order to meet his huge commitment for the social sector, sometimes government asks for additional revenue so that your fiscal deficit comes down. If fiscal deficit comes down, borrowing will come down. If borrowing comes down, interest on borrowing will come down. So, it is a very welcome measures to reduce the fiscal deficit. Third, there are two types of companies who are under this windfall tax. One, oil producing companies, and two, oil processing companies meant for export. But oil processing company in the domestic sector who are basically processing oil for the requirement of the domestic sector, that is those three companies, they are not under any windfall income or windfall tax because they do not make this profit. Friends, in India, this is the first time of imposing windfall tax. Italy and UK have also followed the same practice of charging windfall tax on windfall income. But if you see little backward, you will find in India there was a super profit tax. In the year 1963, Indian income tax was introduced in 1961 and super profit tax was introduced in 1963. But that was applicable to the companies, big companies who used to make profit in excess of certain percentage of their capital. That means because of their high profitability, government used to say that apart from normal tax, you pay another additional tax. But you cannot link it with the windfall income or windfall tax, because that income they earn because of their managerial efficiency, product efficiency, service efficiencies. And this tax or this income is not because of any specific outstanding performance, but it is only because of this situation. Ultimately, it is expected that in this particular year, the country will have around $12 billion additional revenue from these two segments for the year 2022. 2022 means 1st July 22 to 31st December 2022, in 6 months. This is what the department has estimated. That means if it runs for 1 year, 12 means around 96,000 crore. And if you double it for 1 year, it will be around 2 lakh crores. If it runs for at least 1 year. So it is a good amount of revenue, and it is a new taxation in India. So that is why we thought we should bring this particular topic in our YouTube presentations along with other taxation areas and financial areas, because many people do not understand what is windfall tax, what is windfall income, is it applicable to the all industries, is it applicable to the MSMEs. We are getting huge amount of queries from our various clients and correspondents. So that is why we thought we will explain you that it is not a direct tax. This is also very important to know. It is not coming in the form of surtax. It is not coming under Income Tax Act. It is completely coming under indirect taxations, and it is applicable, according to me, only to 5 companies in India, and they are very big companies. You know, last quarter ONGC had made a tremendous amount of profit. So government wants to take a share of that. So there is nothing wrong in that. With this, I will conclude today's presentations on windfall tax on windfall income, applicable for only oil companies. Friends, if you like our presentations, deliberations, explanations, please support us by liking, sharing, and also subscribing. Please also press bell icon so that you get our all notifications on a real-time basis. We'll come out on various subjects ranging from taxations, finance, legal, corporate law, foreign trade, FEMA, and many other areas. If you press the bell icon, if you click the bell icon, you will get immediate notifications. So, with this, I will conclude my today's deliberations. Thank you for your patient hearing.